Hey guys, just watched the first part of SmackDown. I actually just paused it for a minute because Daniel Bryan's promo was so good. I had to just talk about it right now. I really enjoyed his heel promo work. I think that this SmackDown promo officially made it heelness. He accused Big Show of purposely running through AJ, or juggernauting her, as I like to say. Trademark Phil Kelly. And he really went off on a tangent here, just running Big Show down, saying he's a freak and that Big Show should quit over what happened. Just really good work from Daniel Bryan. I'm really enjoying his turn to a bad guy now. Still an awkward dynamic with Cole. Cole's still against him, but did agree with a few points. So I don't know how they're going to fully explain it if Cole goes on his side fully. But so far so good. I really enjoyed Bryan's SmackDown Open here. A couple weeks in a row, so it's good that he's getting a healthy amount of spotlight as the world champion. And I don't know how long he's going to keep the belt, but I like it thus far. I'll be back with more. Okay, right after Bryan's promo, we went backstage and seen a few superstars playing some gambling games around a little table. Exana and Teddy Long had a little bit there, and she wants to have a pillow fight with Teddy later. Not too bad. Cody Rhodes ended up spinning the roulette wheel for SmackDown, or on SmackDown I should say, and ended up getting a Player's Choice match. And one of the superstars playing was Hornswoggle, so he ended up choosing to face Hornswoggle. Cody Rhodes won a Player's Choice, which means he got to pick his opponent. Never too optimistic about Hornswoggle in a match against good wrestlers. We'll have to see what comes of it, but I'm really not expecting too much. Overall, it was a harmless segment. It was nothing too bad. It was quick, and so far so good on SmackDown. Okay, guys, on the next part of SmackDown, Cody Rhodes came out for his match against Hornswoggle, and I was dreading what was going to come. Hornswoggle came out, and Cody roughed him up a bit, but Justin Gabriel came out and got Cody to stop beating on Hornswoggle and goaded Cody into a match. Gabriel and Cody had a pretty good wrestling match. They really let Gabriel really got in a good amount of offense, and it really set him up as a contender. I hope maybe we get a small feud between the two over the next few weeks. I don't expect anything major storyline to come of it, but wrestling-wise, it was a great start to the show. I really liked when Gabriel tried to hop over Cody in the corner, but Cody caught him in position for the Alabama Slam. I like that little spot right there. That was good. Cody did end up picking up the win with the Crossroads, and both guys end up looking great. So we're overall a good start to SmackDown thus far. After that, we went backstage, and it was time for Mark Henry, who was disgusted with the whole idea of Sin City SmackDown. So instead of spinning the wheel himself, he told Teddy to just do it. Ended up being a lumberjack match. Now, not a fan of the lumberjack match particularly, so this is setting up tons and tons of shenanigans for the world title match later. I got not good feelings about that. But the match itself between Daniel Bryan and Mark Henry could be pretty good, providing there's not too much lumberjack shenanigans, at least, before the end. I hope they at least have a good match before shenanigans go down. After that, they went to break, so more in moments. Alright guys, the next part of SmackDown was Primo and Epico taking on the Usos in what turns out to be a tornado match. WWE.com had Epico and Primo's manager there spin the wheel, and it ended up being tornado match, which is always good to see. We don't get too many tornado matches in this modern age, so it was good to see, and I was eager to find out who they were facing. It turned out to be the Usos, and this might be the Usos' time where Evan Bourne has been suspended again for a wellness violation, 2 months, and chances are even when he does come back, they're probably not going to do Air Boom. I mean, possibly, but you never know. But I think now would be the time to push the Usos at the top, good guy face team in the division. And Primo and Epico, of course, picked up the win to keep their momentum going from their title victory last Sunday. And it wasn't too bad of a match. A lot of great double teaming. Probably one of the, well, tag team divisions was pretty good since Evan and Kofi won the straps last year. So I'm glad to see they had a backup plan. You know, they weren't completely lost for things to do with the tag team division since Air Boom's probably no more. Like I said, Primo and Epico picked up the win, and they're plugged in Sheamus and Wade Barrett for tonight. I'm interested to find out what stipulation they're gonna get from the wheel. I think they're gonna work really well together. I've been hoping for this feud for quite some time, so I'm glad to see a match here tonight, and can't wait to see what goes down in that one. And like I said, still not too pleased with the lumberjack stipulation on the other match. Daniel Bryan and Big Show, but we'll see how that goes. More to come. Back from break on SmackDown, and it was Sheamus' turn to spin the wheel to see what his match would be. Before that, Oksana and Teddy Long were having a chit-chat, and they did a joke about pulling the handle on the slot machine. Pretty much a bunch of hand job jokes. Followed by that, Oksana ended up spinning the wheel, and it turns out Sheamus and Wade Barrett will compete in a tables match. Certainly looking forward to that by the end of the show. After that, we cut to the ring, and Lillian Garcia announced that the following was a dance-off, and oh boy, was I not too happy to hear those words. But turns out one of the participants in this dance-off is Brodus Clay, so this could turn out good. It was just a quick filler segment. There was no in-ring action or anything. They went right back to commercial break. So I can't say I'm eager to see who Brodus Clay's dance-off opponent is, but I am eager to see if Brodus Clay is going to T-bone suplex his ass and run him over with a crossbody. More to come. Okay guys, just got done watching the dance-off. Turns out Vicky Guerrero was Brodus Clay's opponent, and I must say, although her dancing was terrible, Vicky was looking hot in the short shorts. I was digging that. Vicky pretty much did the Seinfeld dance and got booed out of the building, but she was quite upset that Brodus Clay had defeated her in the dance-off, which prompted William Regal to come out and console her, and he ended up doing a little dance, which wasn't too bad, and then Brodus Clay absolutely crushed him with the crossbody block. Overall, this segment might have went a little long, but as far as dance-offs in history, this was probably the most entertaining dance-off in WWE history. And the next part of SmackDown coming up is the tables match with Wade Barrett and Sheamus. So that'll even out any silliness that segment brought on. But overall, I really can't hate on it. It was a pretty fun. Segment of the show. I'll be back with Sheamus and Wade Barrett review. Should be a good one in a tables match. All right, guys. And just got done watching Wade Barrett versus Sheamus in the tables match, and what a match it was. I'm going to have to give this match of the week. Real physical match between the two. I figured it would be. Probably the only part I really didn't fully care for is Jinder Mahal's interference at the end, but I mean, they've been trying to get Jinder Mahal up there, and I can see why they did that. It gives them a little boost. I don't think they should have had Sheamus get revenge on Jinder Mahal just this week, but overall, I really, really enjoyed this match. Overall, even if I didn't agree with everything that went on in the aftermath, it still added to the whole segment with the match and the afterwards. Really good, hard-hitting match between Sheamus and Wade Barrett. If you haven't seen it, I would suggest you go out of your way to find it. It was a good one. It was a good back-and-forth contest. Glad Jinder at least showed up on SmackDown this week. Helps boost him up a little bit. Sheamus ended up using the run-in spine buster through the table, a rhino-like maneuver there, putting Jinder through the table. And And don't know what's next on SmackDown. Still got the Lumberjack match to come up. Still don't know what to think about that. And we'll see what's next on SmackDown. Up next on SmackDown was Ted DiBiase versus Hunico. And Teddy Long spun the roulette wheel in the back, and they ended up having a flag match. According to Josh Matthews, this is the first flag match in SmackDown history, and it may very well be. I don't recall any other ones. Of course, I don't have a Rolodex of SmackDown episodes at my fingertips, but I can't recall another one. It wasn't too bad of a match. I really like DiBiase. He's picked up like this inverted powerbomb variation where the other superstar comes off the ropes and it looks like they're going to do a head scissor, but DiBiase catches him and plants him with a sit-down variation of the powerbomb, but the superstar lands face down too. So it's definitely a cool variation. Ted DiBiase ended up picking up the victory, which is good. I like Ted DiBiase. I liked his work in Legacy. I really think they dropped the ball by not turning Ted face at that point. I think that was a good time. He could have really took off as a face, but at the time Randy Orton had picked up so much steam as a face himself that they decided to go with the more sure bet in Randy Orton. But so far, this late last year into this year, Ted's been doing well. They've been giving him a push. The DiBiase posse parties have really helped him out. I'm sure that's earned him a lot of credit with the higher ups in WWE that he'll make his own push. He'll get the people behind him in his own way, and whatever works. Like I said, I appreciate his talents. I like what he does. And I like Hunico too. I wish we could see Camacho in an actual match. I'm interested to see what he can do. But so far he's done well in his small roles. I do like the name of Camacho. It's a silly little fun name. And maybe Hunico and Camacho can step into the tag team division once a few more face tag teams have been put together. But cool little segment on SmackDown. Like I said, helping rebuild Ted DiBiase. They didn't push anything going into the break, so I don't know what's next. But I have more reviews in a minute. Drew McIntyre was backstage with Teddy Long, and Teddy finally pulled the trigger and fired Drew McIntyre. I don't know where this is really going to lead, but before everything was said and done, Santino came in and said that Drew should get another opportunity versus Santino right here tonight, since a lot of people considered Santino's victory a fluke. So Santino convinced Teddy to give Drew another shot, and they spun the wheel and ended up being a blindfold match. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be on the same level as Rick Martel and Jake the Snake back in the day, but I'm willing to give it a shot, and I'm hoping Drew pulls it out because I really like Drew McIntyre. I like his work on the mic and in the ring, and I hope he gets a run somewhere on SmackDown this year. Obviously, this is a semi-push, a push about getting fired. Not the greatest storyline to have. It didn't really work. Well, they haven't really had a fired storyline like this before, but I remember back MVP's losing streak didn't exactly do any wonders for him towards his end of his WWE run, so we'll see where this goes. I still stick with what I said last week, that adding Drew McIntyre to Vicky Guerrero's stable I think would be an excellent move if he ever does start picking up wins. Because eventually Dolph is going to outgrow that stable and be his own man, because he's perfectly capable on the mic. Not that I don't enjoy Dolph and Vicky as a team, but I think Drew would be an excellent addition to that stable. So I'll be back with a review of that match. Hope it's a good one at least. Could possibly be shenanigans and silliness. We'll see what happens. Well, just got done watching the blindfold match. Unfortunately for poor Drew McIntyre, he lost. He lost the match. It was some silliness, but it didn't drag on too long. It was very entertaining for a short little skit like that. Don't know where this leads for Drew now. I mean, he was already fired before he got the match, so I mean, I don't know how he's going to drag another chance out of Teddy Long, and he just got traded from Raw, so we'll have to see what goes down there. They started bringing out the Lumberjacks after that, and then they cut to break. So the World Heavyweight title match is next, and I'll be right back with a review. Okay, guys, just got done watching the World Heavyweight Championship match between Daniel Bryan and Mark Henry. And, beginning of the match was kind of slow. It was basically establishing, every time Daniel Bryan got knocked out of the ring, he did not want the Lumberjacks to be touching him. Just more douchey moves since he's won the title. From there was a commercial break, and when we got back, it was a bit more of a match. Daniel Bryan got some offense in. But it was really more of just Daniel Bryan pissing off the Lumberjacks. Eventually, Mark Henry would gain control back in the match, and it was an okay match. It was this is more again more of an angle than it was a match. Eventually, once Mark Henry got knocked out of the ring, the Lumberjacks were all in a frenzy, and they all jumped on Mark Henry, and Daniel Bryan was trying to kick some of the Lumberjacks off Mark Henry. I mean, it was really turned into a clusterfuck. But by every minute, it was a bigger clusterfuck than it was the minute before. Eventually, what ended up happening is all the Lumberjacks got in the ring and started beating up Mark Henry, Daniel Bryan, and then each other in a Rumble preview. Daniel Bryan snuck out the back door with his World Heavyweight Championship belt, but he didn't make it too far because he bumped into Teddy Long. And that's when we got the confirmation of the triple threat, Mark Henry, Big Show, and Daniel Bryan. But not only that for the Royal Rumble, but it'll take place inside a steel cage. Now that should be an interesting contest because Daniel Bryan and Mark Henry just got done having a great cage match this past fall. And should be really interesting once you add Big Show into that mix too. I can see some pretty interesting and fun spots coming out of this one, where possibly Big Show and Mark Henry will be tossing Daniel Bryan back and forth between each other, is what I imagine at the moment. But that's a pretty interesting match for the Royal Rumble. That on top of CM Punk versus Dolph Ziggler, which should be excellent on pay-per-view. And yeah, got a stacked pay-per-view thus far. So far we got the Rumble, Punk and Ziggler for the WWE Championship, and now Big Show, Daniel Bryan, and Mark Henry for the World Heavyweight Championship inside of a 15-foot high steel cage. Very excellent episode of SmackDown this week. If you can find the time to watch the whole show, I'd say watch it. It was very, very entertaining. Very solid week in wrestling overall. Raw was great, Impact was great, and SmackDown was great. So if you're a wrestling fan, you had a lot to dig this week. I give all three shows a lot of credit. I like when we have good weeks like this where all the shows really hit hard. And big ups to everyone across the board. I still have to give match of the week though to Sheamus and Wade Barrett. Table match was excellent, and yeah, just a really solid episode of SmackDown. Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. This was episode 2 this week. Remember to leave some comments, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to PWS Action Figures for all my action figure videos. Don't forget about Twitter and Facebook. Check out my eBay. And thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it.